meetings have been held.
We need the support and the cooperation of everybody.
Thank you very much.
Opinions have been shared, decisions made, resolutions drafted and adopted.
Women play a central role in water management at the household and community level.
All in the pursuit of a balance between development and ecosystem protection.
Africa has great potential and great prospects.
This debate has not spared the future of the Nile River, whose waters generate power in some parts of Africa. The Nile at Kalagala is a powerful contradiction. Its waters generate electricity, but its falls also attract tourists and sustain an ecosystem.
This is one of the bigger rapids on this section of the Nile.
When Isimba Power Dam was planned, these interests collided. It took the intervention of environmental conservationists. The idea was to ensure that development did not completely erase the river's natural value.
We are now contented the dam is on, but now it is on our side to see that we protect the ecosystems we feed water into this dam.
Quite a difficult balance, but the principle was for the river to be developed without abandoning conservation.
So this is going to impact on the fisheries also, but the fisheries in this case that has been found is downstream of the Simba hydropower project. There will also be some impact on the livelihood. But there are a number of mitigation measures that we are going to undertake. We are going to extend the offset area upstream towards Bujagali to compensate for the area that has been affected.
Further north is Karuma. Here, hydropower meets the Machon Falls ecosystem. The question was again familiar: how to generate power and preserve nature. Environmental assessment became the bridge between the two.
A lot of stones were piled. In fact, there were mountains of stone, what they call muck. And we told them that after the project, they should be able to get rid of these stones, because the environment must be restored the way they found it.
This is because once a river is altered, reversing the direction can be difficult. Uganda has learned this lesson before.
Because as a dam engineer, I've given advice and so on, but it was being ignored, and then mistakes happen and we run into problems. But my conscience is clear that I've given you the direction.
His warning offers a simple lesson: to always listen to experts before the concrete is poured. But the challenge does not end at Uganda's borders. The Nile crosses several countries, 11 to be exact. What happens upstream can affect those downstream. And nowhere is this more evident than in the dispute over Ethiopia's Renaissance Dam. While Ethiopia wants development, Egypt wants water security, and Sudan has its own interests. The disagreement continues. The African Union has now placed water at the center of its agenda.
Responsible water management is central to guiding development wisely. The Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam now powers homes and industry, exports electricity to neighboring countries, and shows how African ingenuity can drive shared prosperity.
2026 is dedicated to sustainable water availability and safe sanitation. The message is timely because water is about development, but increasingly also about peace.
There is no life without water, and no development is possible without water. Water connects all development sectors, serving as an essential resource for agriculture, for energy, for industry, as well as the natural environment, which is a crucial source of livelihood for a significant portion of the African population.
Uganda remains committed to working with all the Nile Basin countries and partners to advance an inclusive, cooperative, and sustainable framework for managing our shared water resources.
The broader message was cooperation over shared water resources. The principle is becoming increasingly important across the Nile Basin. President Museveni has made a similar argument. At the 2025 Cooperative Summit in Kampala, he urged water-rich African countries to consider sharing their resources.
Since this is a high-level meeting of Africa, you can tell me whether the Atlantic Ocean is thirsty for water, all this water, which is going. Why doesn't Africa discuss with our brother people of Congo about how this massive water that is not used could help the water-stretched parts of Africa?
The proposition is for Africa to turn water from a source of competition to a tool of development. Uganda's experience offers part of that solution of assessing projects before they begin, listening to scientists, protecting ecosystems, and consulting communities. And where rivers cross borders, neighbors are also consulted. The objective should not be to stop development, but to make it sustainable.
That is why it is quite important now that we cooperate, we dialogue over that. There's no one single country that has total ownership on the Nile River more than the other.
Across Africa, the Nile River can support development without becoming a source of confrontation. To this effect, the answer remains cooperation because the Nile is shared and its future must be shared too. Henry Okrut, UBC.